Raider! Oakland, L.A., Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever! You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Fan Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Biletnikoff, a leaking pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murph back once again for what we hope to be and trust to be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, live here in the Murph's Fan Cave, the palatial Murph's Fan Cave studio. And I say palatial because we got a lot of room here in the cave. We got a lot of we got a lot of distance in the fan cave because today we're practicing safe practices here in the fan cave. So the man that normally adorns the western annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk is now adorning the bar adjacent to the western annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. So as we practice good social distancing, welcome Uncle Mosh.
Hey!
What's going on?
What's up? Raiders Fan Radio!
Mosh, there's people in the chat room. Pirate 1975, Kevin the Raider Nerd, Yo, Joe Estrada, Watts Raider, Matthew Mangus, Mr. Kano, they all, Pete M, they all say hi.
I can't see the board from back here.
You can't read it from there?
I can't read it. I got my Al Davises on and everything.
I would say you got your readers on there, Mosh. We need to get you bigger ones.
I can't hear
Yeah, we got you. We got you loud and clear. So,
you know how many hours I've spent at this bar?
A lot of hours at that bar. Well, Mosh, come on over. We'll run the risk of contaminating one another. There, come join us over here at the Western Annex. Welcome to the show, Uncle Mosh.
Man, it's so good to be back. It's so. Hey, wait.
What? Hey,
Yo, thank you. Man, I have missed you guys.
Well, we missed you, man.
Holy mackerel!
You've had a busy couple weeks. So Mosh,
you don't know the half of it. So that's okay.
Mosh, he's he wasn't able to join us because he had some show stuff going on. It's production time for him. And then in the midst of all of that, we got the virus dropped on us here, and it's not to make light of a very severe situation. So, and I'm not going to poke fun at it because it's not funny. But it was kind of a bummer that it messed up your life.
Okay,
so many, but yours you were one of the early areas immediately impacted by this.
Immediately, the first case in our state was around the corner from my school.
Oh my gosh!
So they immediately shut us down, and then they now I've got a show that we do one musical a year. It's our spring. It's a huge event. We'll play to thousands of people, and it's a full on affair, and I mean it's unbelievable. So we do that in the spring, and we're set to open up the 31st of this month and run through the 6th. And now we're in limbo. So they were letting us into the building. They said we couldn't meet in the school setting, but we could still rehearse, and the sports teams could still practice and stuff like that. The school system was shut down. So the last day we put all the skeletal work up, and we're building this incredible set that I designed to make it look like an old tobacco barn, because the show we're doing is called Bright Star, and it's really cool, and it's a really neat effect. But all of a sudden, we have everything piled. We got all these old pallets that we took apart, like 50 pallets we took apart, and we're going to decorate our set with all this old wood. So I've got the nail guns out, and I've got all the pallets are all cut up, and everything's ready to go. We've got it all piled up, and we're going to come in the very next day. We're going to do all the finished work, and we're going to do all the painting, and I've got a crew coming in, and they called me, and they go, hey, you need to vacate the building. Don't come back until at least the 6th of April.
Oh, my goodness.
So our show is up and so I had to call New York. I've been on the phone in New York every day this week with the publishers. Well, I'm not the only one. I'm one of many thousands of productions that are going up this spring, including Vinny's production.
Yeah, my son Vinny, yeah.
You know, everybody's shut down. So thank goodness that the people in New York are understanding, and they're like, when you get back, if you can rehearse it and you can go. But we don't know. We don't know. For those of you that don't know, kids have to spend 180 days a year in instructional time. So most schools have a built-in snow days or inclement weather, or depending on where you're at. And each head of the state's educational association can, if they wish, they can waive that 180 days. So we don't know what's going to happen. You know, we got 8 months worth in. We got through the middle of March. So we don't know if they're going to end up calling our school year off, making us go online. Right now, we're like everybody else. We're on spring break for a week, and then we're closed for the next 2 weeks while they do whatever. And, you know, we don't know. There's no way to speculate. We don't know if they're going to waive that 180 days and call the year good. You know, who knows?
Wow.
Who knows? We're in the same boat as everybody else, and you know, I was trying to come up with a plan. Well, can I just get a group of 10, you know, to come into the theater? And so I talked to my immediate supervisor, and I said, well, can we go to the big boss about it? And maybe, and then we started as we were talking it out. I said, you know, what if something weird happened? What if one of my kids that I had on this crew, God forbid, ends up getting the virus? I'm opening myself up to a major lawsuit.
Oh,
you know, I mean, or what if I get it? You know, I mean,
you're you're perfectly healthy, but you're.
I went to the doctor the other day and Wednesday before all this happened, and my yearly checkup, and he goes, "Yeah, you're healthy as a horse, a really big one, but you're still healthy as a horse." You know, because everything's good. But he's like, you know,
but you're in the age, 60
but I'm 61 years old, you know, and my wife's a little bit older than I am. I'm so glad she doesn't listen to this show. But you know, it's just nuts, man. It's just, you don't think about that stuff. You know, you think about all the other people that have all the horrible things that are going on in their lives right now. And, you know, the minuscule things, I've got seniors that this is their big shot, you know, that I've got a lot of them that are going on to perform, you know, going on to do this for a living, and this was their shot. I got my leads have never had leads before, you know, and I mean, there's just all the little stuff that goes along with it. What are these kids doing right now? You know, they're bored to death, you know, and so I send them a you know, an inspirational message every day, you know, and just try to keep a group of them, just, you know, like, study your lines, build your props, do your stuff that you can do at home, go out and get costumes, you know, do whatever you can do. So I don't know. It's trying to stay positive for him, but with not having any answers, it's kind of hard, you know. And
absolutely.
I'm just a school teacher. Imagine these people trying to do this with small businesses and with, you know, with everything else. So it's uncharted territory. But you know, I was talking to one of my young teacher friends, very young teacher friends, and I said, you don't remember 9/11 the way that I was telling the story about how you and I, when it happened, we met that afternoon at my house, and we counted bullets. Yeah. You know, we really did. Yeah. And because we didn't know if the chemical fertilizer was going to hit the ventilation system or not, you know?
Right.
So we just did what we could. We did the best that we could. And I remember about 2 or 3 weeks after that, Rudy Giuliani and President Bush were on TV, and they both said, we got to get life back to normal in the United States. We're going to reopen air travel. We're going to start playing sporting events again. We're going to start doing that thing. You know, we
threw out the pitch at Yankee Stadium, man.
Know,
that was huge.
We're going to be overcomers, you know, and that's what we do. And we're going to get through this, you know, as a group. Practice good hygiene. You know, do the social distancing, but support local businesses. If yours are open, our county has said we're going to stay open. They want these restaurants to do curbside service. They want people to do that.
We ordered in from Domenico's today.
And we love it. And I had the Lanny.
Yeah, the pastrami,
the
man.
pastrami sandwich, and of course the cannolis that can't be beat.
Can't be beat.
And so I would encourage everybody in Raider Nation, don't hoard. Buy your stuff as you need to be.
Gosh,
Let's not be stupid.
It's crazy.
You got to go back to biblical times, man. The manna's going to be there in the morning, and if you keep it overnight, it's going to turn wormy.
Amen,
So
Mosh.
I don't want people to. I don't want them to. To do something dumb. I just want them to just get through this. And we can get through it. And if we can bring a little levity to the situation, so be it.
Absolutely. Appreciate that, Mosh. And that's what I'd considered, what we're doing here. And when you got these isolations and quarantines and shelters like in the Bay Area where so many of our listeners obviously are, we're gonna keep the content coming. We know a lot of you are stuck in your places and give you a YouTube show to watch or a podcast to listen to, and so hopefully we can provide you at least with a little bit of escapism and content to enjoy while this craziness goes on in the world.
I gotta tell you a story.
All right, tell me a story.
So,
then I got all this stuff I gotta get to.
You'll be all right.
Okay.
So, me, Mr. 61 years old, like the demographic that gets the scrap and dies, right?
Yeah.
I've been in the casino the last 4 days. I went to the casino on Sunday, right?
Why didn't you tell me?
Because I didn't want you to go. So I went to the
I just had to cancel a Vegas trip, and now you're going out to Tunica without me?
You had the boys.
I did have the boys.
So I go to the casino.
I'd have brought them with me.
Yeah. We could have had them drive. We could have drank though. I mean, anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I go to the casino, right?
Oh my God.
And I always bring back my wife like the little hotel coffees.
Yeah.
I go, I got you something, honey. I've been doing this for 21 years, right?
Yeah.
What is it? And she plays along. What is it? Oh, it's the hotel coffees. Wow, great. I go, yeah, and I got you the shampoos and the conditioner in one, too. You're right? And I always bring those. I got a shelf of these things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I go, honey, guess what? I really did it this time. And she's like, what are you talking about? So yesterday when I was unpacking, I go, look what I got. And it was the extra rolls of toilet paper. She goes, you stole toilet paper? And I go, no, they had it in there for me to take. But I got kicked out.
You got kicked out of the casino.
So Sunday afternoon, they slid a note under all our doors, and I ran upstairs to change shirts because I do that. When I'm down there, I got to go to put on my other lucky shirt.
Yeah.
And there's this note on the floor, and it says, at 11:30 we will cease operations, and we want you're welcome to stay the night here in the hotel. In the morning, be out by noon.
No
and
kidding.
I said, I'm like, wow, I've been kicked out of a lot of places in my life, but this is the first time it's ever been written down, and it wasn't a police report.
Yeah. Oh, man. Crazy times, my friend. So, all right. So, get to some show business here.
Let me just say one more thing about toilet paper.
Please do.
When you get 4-ply toilet paper, you can separate it. So you get like multiple times amount for your change.
But then
right?
you got to double up on the
No,
fold,
you don't. No, you don't. So the thing, what people don't realize about toilet paper, let me finish there, hot dog. There's multiple.
You haven't had any airtime tonight yet. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Please. I'll just be over here.
There's multiple sides to the toilet paper, and that's what people miss.
Nuh-uh.
Just turn it over.
Gross.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Would you stick to the script, please?
Will you please? Let's get.
I have missed you.
Oh,
I have missed being on the radio,
I
man.
miss having you. I know Raider Nation misses you. Let's see who's in there. Shout them out, Mosh.
Oh man, we got Full Metal Mexican, Herman Munster, Watts, Raider, Pirate 1975. Where am I at? Let's go up here a little bit. Greg Salas, Raider Ramon, Kevin is in there. Matthew Mangus, Aaron the Cute Dog Raider, you know what? I want to give a shout out to Q.
Tell me something about Aaron.
Q's my buddy, man.
Sure is.
Q loves me.
Yeah,
so when all this stuff happened before the coronavirus hit Middle Tennessee,
we had 85 miles of tornadoes.
We had an 85-mile tornado that was just north of you and I, and it was about 4 miles north of where you and I and Q did a remote.
Yes.
And
exactly.
And Q called me that next day. Called me on the phone, and he's like, "Hey, man, I just want to check on you." And I'm like, "Aaron?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Man, thank you." And he goes, "I just want to make sure you're okay, man. I love you. See you." And I'm like, "Dude, that's the best, so cool, man. Thank you, Capo. I just want to go on record. Appreciate you."
Awesome, man. And that's what, hey, this thing is family, man, for real. We don't just say it. It's the truth. Okay, so let's jump into a little bit of show. So a couple things for you, Raider Nation. So this is Raiders Fan Radio Live. This is episode number 160. And for those of you that missed us last week, and we get a lot of new listeners every week, we've kind of broken up our show a little bit. This live show will continue to come to you every Wednesday night at the same time. And we're just going to make this about the Raider fan radio community. This is going to be about the chat room. This is going to be about the Sea of Fans mailbag. This is going to be about our phone calls and voicemails that we get. And we're just going to keep it there. Yeah, we'll share some fun audio clips and some bits. But as far as the heavy, analysis, I hate to use that word. Don't take ourselves that seriously. But like, they'll just call it the in-depth discussion around things like free agency, that where the Raiders have been super heavy in free agency today. We recorded a show earlier today. We call it the RFR Rundown, and you can find that on the Murph's Fan Cave Network. It's here on our YouTube, and it's on anywhere you can find a podcast. Just subscribe to Murph's Fan Cave, MURFS Fan Cave, anywhere. And that's where we really get into the nuts and bolts of, players and contract details. And like, we get into all that. So Jeff and I did that show earlier today and had a blast, man. It was a lot of fun. And so from now on, you're going to get 2 shows in your feed every week. You're going to get that rundown that will be myself and Mosh, or myself and Jeff, or maybe even Cousin Sonny, like whoever. Mojo, I don't know. We're going to have a kind of a round table going on of folks to come in and really dive in to the weeds on subjects. Then here, Raiders Fan Radio Live, we're just going to keep it fun, man. We're just going to keep it light. Yes, it will always come back to the Raiders, but we might veer off and, talk about like things like today, right? Like this is clearly an issue that's impacting all of us tremendously. And so, that's the kind of stuff that we're going to talk about, because that's what family does, right? Like, so we're going to do that. So, couple things. So subscribe to us, support the show in a multitude of ways, either on the YouTube, please, and then also on the audio version. If you do it on the YouTube, we're just shy of 2,000 subscriptions on the YouTube. Once we get to 2,000, we're going to randomly pick this last couple hundred before we get to 2,000. We're going to, because I think we're at like 1,800 now. Something
like that. Yeah, I think so.
We're going to pick one of those 200, and we're going to send you some stuff. We're going to send you some swag. Jeff came up with the idea of self-promoting within a self-promotion and doing a Get Made shirt and all 3 of us autographing it and sending that to you.
Nice.
So we're going to do that. We're going to send you a Get Made shirt with our autographs because why not? And then, but we'll include some cool stuff though too. I promise. We won't just make it all about us. We'll send you some cool Raider stuff too. Probably autographed. You never know. So
there are some TP from the Gold Strike in Tunica, Mississippi.
Yeah, we might send you a roll of toilet paper. That's right. You really love us then. So do it that way. So please support us in that way. And so when you do that, what do you get, man? You're going to get all kinds of stuff nowadays. So the Fan Club Blitz is back. I talked to Chuck last week, and he got me their newest episode.
Awesome.
Last night, and it's great. So he and Tom are back doing the Fan Club Blitz. They're going to talk to other Raiders booster clubs around the country, plus other fans of other clubs, just like maybe not even necessarily Raider or football related, just fandom in general, just about fan clubs. So they're kind of branching out a little bit, and those guys are great, and we're so glad to welcome them back to the Murph's Fan Cave Network. And so we got new Fan Club Blitz will be coming for you this week, probably just here in another day or so, once I get it posted up after we post up this one. Mondays with Mikey and Murph returns on the 23rd. We will have an episode for you there of that show, and then we'll do that monthly until the season gets started. Then we've got Tales from the Nation. I'm wearing my Tales from the Nation shirt right now. We got Tales from the Nation episodes coming up. I've got Raiders Fan Radio Conversations coming up. I've got one starting this Friday. I'm going to interview Frosty Rucker, former defensive tackle for the Raiders.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now I'm going to interview Frosty Rucker and talk to him about the Raiders' activities and free agency and whatnot. And so that would be great to catch up with Frosty. So look for that. Then we've got the new show, RFR Rundown, that posted up today. It's on your feed. Go find it, listen to it. Hope you like it. And then this show, the flagship show, always will be RFR Live. And thank you to those of you that support us each and every week. All right, so every episode that we do of this show, we like to tie the episode number, back to something significant in Raider Nation. And we have turned that gig over to Swag Jeff, who Swaggo is not with us tonight. Swaggo's got other stuff going on. And so, but he wanted to record this number. He wanted to record 160, Mosh.
Okay.
And he wanted to record it for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Raider Nation, RFR Nation, this your boy Swag Jeff, coming at you with episode number 160. Every week, it is my responsibility as the social media director of Raiders Fan Radio to find the significance of every episode. Well, this episode is episode number 160, and we can find cool stats all the time and interesting tidbits. We can highlight seasons, careers, or go down deep rabbit holes in the history books. But this one is a little bit different. On episode 160, there's only one thing we can do. We have our favorite seasons, our favorite plays, our favorite players, and our favorite wins. We all have different favorite players and numbers that mean something to us. But for Uncle Mosh, there's only one.
Absolutely.
There's only one player that stands alone. There's only one man Uncle Mosh would let go ahead of him in a Chinese buffet. There's only one man that Uncle Mosh could call his first and forever man crush, and there's only one man that Uncle Mosh would give his last powdered donut to. That's right. There is only one Otis Sistrunk. There's only one 60.
Nice. Good job, Swaggo.
I figured you'd dig that one.
That
Isn't
was
cool?
awesome. That was awesome.
That was
and
cool.
yes, I would give him my last powder donut.
Heck yeah, you would. Absolutely. So appreciate that, Jeff. Good job on that. Appreciate episode number 160. All right. So also at the top of the show, we do one more thing before we get into some contact info. Gosh, Mosh, we got a fantastic new contact info thing to play for you. I can't wait for you to hear this. This is so good.
Wait,
So, hold on.
wait.
What?
Oh, what?
Contact info? A little contact info. Well, I got to get to respect first, but then we're going to play some contact info. We recorded a new one. You like that? Yeah, no, it's all good. Okay, so let me get this respect. So
I'll just sit over here in the corner.
so let me you're gonna want to jump in on this though. I'm serious. Okay, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do respect? Since we're kind of being silly, and before I get into something serious, let's be silly. You want to hear the new contact info? It's pretty good.
Wait, why is there a new contact? I was bothered by the fact that the kid that can't read was reading the last four shows. So there's a new one?
Yeah. There's some new contact info. You want to hear it?
I guess I have no choice. You control the buttons.
Here, I'm gonna put the camera on you, and then I'm gonna play this contact info.
Hey, Raider Nation, you're listening to episode number 160 of RFR Live, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark
My
side,
line!
where we fog our glasses, lift our shirts,
What?
and buy all the Raider things, where we say things like, "What is up, Raider Nation?" Got an issue. And, well, yeah, we are Raiders Fan Radio. Do this, everyone. Find us on all social media platforms. Go to Facebook.com/Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. Twitter
great,
and
Mosh?
Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. And you know what? Do this. Subscribe to the best part of our show, YouTube.com/Murph's Fan Cave, and you can join in with the chat.
Gosh, Mosh, you don't even want to let me play it out?
There's more?
Yeah. You want to hear it?
Keep going.
2,000 subscribers, you have a chance to win some swag.
Isn't that cool?
You can also call us, 909-345-3346, or you can email us at show@RaidersFanRadio.com,
You did good, huh?
and you'll get made.
This
Call us
is
3 times,
awful.
email
What's
us.
the matter with
This
it?
is
however often
terrible.
you want to.
It's
and
gone on
you
for
will,
17
you'll be able to
minutes.
get made. And subscribe to us wherever
Jeff
you
is-
find your
he's
podcast
doing a good job.
services. You will get all the shows. You will get the Fan Club Blitz, Mondays with Mikey
There's all
and
of our
Murph,
shows.
Tales from the Nation.
Oh, yeah.
RFR
Why? Because he's
Conversations,
channeling
RFR
his
Rundown,
80s porn
and,
star with that music.
It's David Northrup.
Whatever. I don't care. The way I'm a little offended.
Why would you be offended?
Well, first of all, what? I'm gone because of coronavirus, and I get replaced. I think President Trump's got some rules about that. Let me call Q.
What?
I don't think that's right. I'm gone for like freaking global pandemics, and this stalwart, this kid comes in and replaces me?
You didn't replace. He didn't replace you.
What the crap? You know how many of these things I've done?
You've done a few.
Play my original one. Play it.
The old one?
Oh, wait, here, let me do one that Swaggy did. My little best friend.
Uncle Mosh, you're the smartest man alive.
Yeah, I'm so smart, I'm going to kill you.
How about, here's your old one.
Hey, boys and girls, this is Uncle Mosh. That's right.
That's
Somebody
right.
actually claims Sonny and
Yeah.
Murph. These two. Check them out
school,
on their
I think.
website.
That was a good one.
That was old school, man.
Yeah. I think I did another one for you guys one
Which one?
time.
What?
I think. Go ahead.
What?
The Western.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I would do themes for you.
Yeah.
Saddle up, little buckaroo.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh my gosh.
Raiders fans are for life. Other podcasts have taken the long dirt nap.
that
Oh,
was a good
come
one.
on.
Yeah,
Come
you've done
on.
a bunch of these
I
things.
even did one about the app. The app that we don't have that used
we
to
don't
have.
even have an app anymore.
No, but I did a great soundbite for that.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, Raiders fans, check this out. Raiders Fan Radio has got an app.
Well, how
I don't
about
know what
that? That was a good
I
one.
love
do.
that one. I love that
Yeah.
one. Oh, yeah, don't forget this one.
Uncle Mosh, you're the smartest man
Yeah,
alive.
I
you did
even
t-shirts?
I did t-shirts. Do t-shirts.
Hey, Raider Nation, are you out there? It's Uncle Mosh. I got a couple questions for you. Hey, what are you wearing right now?
Yeah.
No, this isn't getting all weird.
Yeah, you did all those.
I
old
did.
ones.
Remember when Dead Pirates was our sponsor?
Oh yeah, for, Jeff at Dead Pirate Sports.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Oh, this was a good one. We did it like this was like a pirate thing.
Yes.
PiratesSports.com. Raider gear for our Raider Nation family.
That was a good one, Mosh.
Serious? Well, yeah. I can do a little bit better than, well, yeah. Well, yeah.
Uncle Mosh, you're the smartest man alive.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my God, he's killing me. What about didn't I do a commercial for Bassomatic one time?
Oh my gosh, that's like 17 minutes long though.
Okay, don't play that.
Okay, this is really
The
good.
point
we'll play
is-
at the end. We'll play at the end.
Play my contact info for crying out loud.
Where's your
the one
contact?
that's supposed to be played at this point?
like the one that-
I never did like that. I never said much because I didn't want to hurt the little swaggy's feelings. But the point is this.
Okay.
Contact info is my thing. I don't care, social director or not. That's my thing. Play it. All right, boys and girls, pay attention. You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an update. That's right. I got some stuff for you. Take out a piece of paper, a pencil, a pen. Heck, use your pocket knife and carve the info into your dashboard as you're driving down the highway. First off, you need to like us on our fan page on Facebook. That's right. Go to Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. Don't forget about the Twitter. You know your old Uncle Mosh. He twits now. That's right. Go to at Raiders Fan Radio. Also, don't forget the Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about our website? That's right, RaidersFanRadio.com. Heck, if you want to, you can even email us show@RaidersFanRadio.com or call us on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline, 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Don't forget Merv's Fan Cave on the YouTube, where you can get all the show links like the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz. Find all our stuff on podcast providers like Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play. All right, did I hit the time limit? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, next
well,
week
yeah.
by next. Well, yeah. By next week we will have a new contact info, and I will be doing that.
You'll
voiceover.
return to form.
Thank you
Absolutely
very much.
All right, so here on Raiders Fan Radio, again, looking for the in-depth Raiders stuff, man. We're doing that on the RFR rundown here on RFR Live. We're just gonna play around and have some fun with this, and this has been great so far. I'd seen you. I'm just glad you weren't mad at me. I'm glad that I was in the crosshairs on that one.
You allowed it to happen.
Good. I know, right? It was good. It was good.
You got a fresh one coming.
So also at the top of the show, we always like to give some top of the show. Now 30 minutes in, we like to give some respect. So I want to respect first off all of you. So many of us are on, as I mentioned, you're quarantined or you're isolated or whatever you're having to do. And so much respect to those of you that are taking the necessary steps. We don't let fear dictate our behavior, but we do have to live in a we kind of got a new normal for a little while, and we got to respect it, and so we can get through this freaking thing and flatten the dang curve and get on past it and get back to normal life. So much respect to those of you that are doing that and not buying up all the toilet paper. And then, but most importantly, though, I want to respect the people that are on the front lines of this thing. And I think as we're going to find here as this thing evolves over the next week or so, all of our healthcare workers, and I want to shout out in particular Ron, his wife, Ron the moderator, the guy that moderates our chat each and every week. I know his wife is an ER nurse. And so folks like her and so many of those of you that are in that industry and provide those services, man, like that's going to be the toughest jobs there is over the next couple weeks. And so much respect to you, much love to all of you that are doing that and are working so hard to keep the rest of us, out of danger on this thing as we work through it in the next couple weeks.
There's a lot of people, Murph. There's all the people that are involved with public safety, all the National Guards that have been activated around. I saw, thinking of Mojo. I saw that they're activating a few of these hospital ships offshore. There's a lot of folks out there that are the real heroes that are walking around every day. That are doing what they can, the best that they can, the best that they know how in this unforeseen, that we don't know what's going on. And these are the people that need a little grace, man. These are the people that need some help when and where. And and I hate to sound like a cheese ball because I'm really not, but man, you got to watch out for your neighbors. If you know somebody that's old, volunteer to do some banking for them. Volunteer to go to the grocery store for them. Do what you can. Help each other out. Help each other out. Help your local businesses. Everybody from the people on the first line, the front lines. Like you said, the nurses and the doctors and the police and the ambulance people. All these folks that are going into these situations and they don't know what they're getting into. Man, cut them some slack. You see them in line, buy them a meal.
Hey, man,
do what you can. Yeah. Do what you can. Couple bucks here and there is going to help you out, man.
Absolutely. Good call, Mosh. Good call. And much respect to all of those of you out there in our listening audience that are in that world. And again, those of you that are taking the precautionary measures. All right. All right, let's jump into some fun stuff here. Again, we're going to try to keep the brevity up a little bit, and we're going to respect where we're at in life, but we're going to try to laugh a little bit through it, not at it, but with each other. And so, Mosh, we do a segment on here every once in a while called Raiders and Pop Culture.
Yeah,
and there was a fantastic one.
Oh, nice.
That came out this week. So going back to even before Hard Knocks this last year. We were pretty aware of Frank Caliendo.
He was one of our favorites. Always has been.
Always has been. From his Madden impressions to, of course, then he started doing Gruden, and then he shows up on Hard Knocks, and now he's doing Gruden at Gruden, and now they're like hanging out at like UFC fights together, and like, you know what I mean? Like him and Caliendo are buddies. Well, Caliendo, when we signed Marcus Mariota, there's a PSA for you there too, Raider Nation. It's not Mariota, it's Mariota, like it's spelled Mario. Mariota, Caliendo dropped a really funny Twitter bite. And so let's go Raiders and Pop Culture and listen to Frank Caliendo on Twitter.
Marcus Mariota joining Derek Carr. All we need now is Tom Brady for the 3-quarterback formation, man. Spider 3 QB banana, man. Knock on wood if you're with me.
Oh, my gosh, that's so funny.
It's so funny. He's the best, man. Spider 3 QB, right, banana, man. So good. So Tom Brady, Mosh, okay, so we were talking, like, you and I we had a moment, like, the last time I brought up Tom Brady on this show. I'm thankful that now that I'm bringing up Tom Brady, it has nothing to do with the Raiders because he's going to Tampa Bay. But, okay, so check this out. So first off, I'm glad he's not going to be a Raider.
Absolutely.
And me and Jeff talked plenty about Mariota and Derek Carr and what that looks like. So go listen to that on the RFR rundown. What I want to talk to you about is interesting is this, is that I want to branch out a little bit outside of our Raider Nation world. And I want to say this. I don't think that this is Tom Brady necessarily. I think he's trying to establish himself away from Bill Belichick because he's always been told that he's the ultimate system guy and like all this stuff. But so I think that's his motivation for doing that. It hits a point you said that he doesn't want to go nose to nose with Patrick Mahomes twice a year. So he got into it. But who he does get to go nose to nose with, we get to see Brady Breeze twice a year.
Yep.
That's freaking cool, right?
Awesome.
I think that's cool.
Awesome.
I think that's cool.
Yeah. And Pirate 1975 says, don't we play Tampa this season?
We do, in Vegas.
Oh.
In freaking Vegas.
Oh.
That's going to be cool. That's going to be great. Okay.
I love it.
Hey, so speaking of that, all right, so here's some things to think about, okay? And I've got some audio we're going to play here in a second on this. Okay, so right now Allegiant Stadium is closing in on the final stages of its outdoor construction. They're putting up the Allegiant sign. They're hanging the glass. They're putting on the roof. They're doing all that stuff, right? Well, as they continue to finish the exteriors, now they got to start moving inward. Well, now we got all these restrictions about, 10 or less people inside a particular space, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. So there is a notion that should construction be delayed even a little bit, we could bump up against the deadline quick for Allegiant Stadium to be finished in time for the Raiders to occupy it if the NFL season doesn't get postponed. I mean, who knows right now what we're looking at. Hopefully we're still far enough away we can get this thing handled. But if the NFL season doesn't get postponed, but the stadium gets postponed, there is an option for 2020 for the Raiders to play in Oakland. Like, it's on, like Mark Davis worked that into the contract, and like it's available. So,
so this is like
the third
yes. farewell season.
Yes. So I asked, and I want to ask Raider Nation first. So tell us in the chat what you think about the idea of the Raiders playing one more year. Again, I don't know how real this could be, but Mosh, how would you feel if the Raiders came out and said, we are going to play one more year at the Oakland Coliseum?
Man, it's a good thing they didn't let us take our seats.
Right?
Wow. Okay, so, of course, it would have to be if the restrictions are lifted, if things are attempting to get back to normal, and we go back to Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, my question is, will it be for the entire year?
Oh,
would it, if we're so far along on outside construction that the only thing left is the inside construction where you can't utilize the social distancing and you have too many people in a room, blah blah blah. How close would their estimate be? Would they say, okay, we can be done by November? Would we play the first 3 home games there?
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but
okay,
there might be.
So they could split the season. So how, okay, because we made and I know a lot of people did, right? Made a big deal about okay, we're going to go back one last time. We're going to do this
one last time. One last time, too.
One last time. Would we go one more time? Would we go to La Villa? Would we go do our thing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm in.
Yeah? Okay.
Why would we? Because to be quite honest with you, I got no other reason to go back.
Well, that's the thing. Is it's not like we got a bunch of family living around the bay anymore.
We don't have our families not there anymore. We saw all we needed to see when we brought Swaggy out there. He'd never been, so we showed him everything we needed to show him.
Well, my boys have been to the Oakland Coliseum, but they've never been to a Raider game. They've been to Raider games in other cities,
right?
And they've been to an A's game at the Coliseum, but they've never seen the Raiders at the Coliseum. I think I would use that opportunity. I would take my boys. I mean, well, all of us, but I mean, but I would include them in there so that they could see a Raider game.
And we would,
Oakland.
and one more Crab Fest.
One more Crab Fest.
Would the Crab Fest be moved?
Well, I don't know. I need to
see. There's so many things that we don't know what's going to happen.
That's interesting, and I haven't thought about that because who we're gonna donate to this year. Because I thought about that. I'm like, well. And we would be glad to and happy to partner with Biletnikoff again. They're, in fact, I got to tell you about another thing. Be happy to do that again, but, without the idea of being able to go and present to them in person, or I don't know, will they move that event to Vegas, or will it still, I don't know.
We don't know.
Okay, so that said, speaking of the Biletnikoffs, all right, and I almost, okay. I don't want to self-glorify here. That's not what this is about. I just thought it was a cool thing, and so, but I'm involved in it, so I'm just going to say it. I got a tweet earlier this week from our friend Jimmy Zebach, Jimmy Ziebach, the president of the Great Lakes Booster Club.
Right.
In Erie, Pennsylvania. That is the hometown of Fred Biletnikoff. And there is a sign at the high school where Fred played that they are redoing, and it's like Fred Biletnikoff Field, okay?
Wow,
and
okay.
And it's like this big, like, mural, and, like, it's beautiful, right? And it's this whole big thing dedicated to Fred.
Right.
And so Jim wanted the lead sponsor to be Raider Nation as a collective. So he came on and we interviewed Jim on our show and talked to him about it, and he told us about the whole story. Well, he tweeted me this week and he said, "Hey Murph, can we get Raider Nation together to give us the last $100? We need $100 more to finish this thing off and get it finalized. Fred Biletnikoff Field." And
I hope you wrote a check.
I did.
Good for you.
I did.
I'll give you 50 later.
Okay, deal. Thank
Done.
you. Thank you. Yeah,
Done.
and I don't say that to bring attention to what
Nope.
I did.
No, it just needed to be done.
It needed to be done, and so now it will say Fred Biletnikoff Field, and right underneath it will say presented by Raider Nation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow,
Really
that's
cool.
awesome.
Isn't that cool?
That's
Isn't that cool?
so cool.
Yeah, very cool. So, okay, so that Biletnikoff. What else? Oh, so the stadium. Okay, so the idea of playing one more year in Oakland, or even one more game, like, gosh, I separated from mentally. Never gonna always entirely separate from the Bay. That's where we're from. Look at my freaking house, for crying out loud. But like, never gonna separate it from it entirely. But I kind of got over the idea of Oakland. I was like, okay, we're now the Vegas Raiders. Like, that's it. It's over. So the idea of like going back like one last time, I gotta admit, man, it's kind of cool, man. It's kind of I don't know. We'll see. We'll certainly follow this, and I don't know if that means they can only play a game or two, if they have to commit to the entirety of the season. We will certainly find that out. But very interesting. So that said, I've got some audio for you. You all know what big fans we are of the Rich Eisen show around here. And so we're going to go to Rich Eisen and Brent Musburger talking specifically about the Raiders returning to Oakland and really just more so the progress of the stadium. And then we're going to hear Brent talk a little bit about what the Raiders' needs are right now and kind of where he sees them in terms of Derek Carr and whatnot. But before that, on this episode of the Rich Eisen show, which was last this was last Friday, our friend Steve, again, Houston Raiders Steve, frequent caller to this show, shouted you and me out on
way.
Rich Eisen. Yes. So this is right straight out of the Rich Eisen show. Here we go.
Let's go to Steve in Houston, Texas. You're here on the Rich Eisen show. What's up, Steve?
Great show as always.
Thank you.
Raider fan, radio fan, Murph and Moshno, your co-producers, and I just want to say
Yeah, we know it's co-producers.
We do know his co-producers. Well, oops, I hit the wrong button.
My buddy Murph. He's not just consistent, he's a man of his word.
You got the other one?
Yeah.
With Del Tufo and
I'm looking for it. Oh man, did it get taken off my?
Uh-oh.
Did that Swaggy J has gone over here and taken off
Oh
all
no!
the
Did
good
you take
stuff.
it off there? We'll have to get it back on there for you. Anyways, we met Chris Brockman and Mike Del Tufo at the draft, and so that was pretty cool. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll play the Brent Musburger thing, and while that's playing, I'll see if I can come over and find your Rich Eisen ID over there. All right, so here we go. So let's listen to Brent on Rich Eisen talking about the status of Allegiant Stadium.
Work continues on Allegiant Stadium, and much construction outside, of course, keeps the workers a little bit away from each other. There's not collection of workers, but as they get closer and closer, they're putting on the roof, and it's a permanent roof. It's not retractable. When they do that, then, of course, there will be a cluster of workers on the inside. Now, everybody around the Raiders keeping their fingers crossed that construction will not slow down. And on August 22nd, which is a Saturday, Garth Brooks is due to have a concert in Allegiant Stadium. Whether or not there will be a preseason game or whether or not UNLV is able to play California, which is a game on the schedule before that, none of us really know. The first date that has been scheduled, and again, it's for the time being, when everything that's going on, is August 22nd, and they hope they can get it done. Now,
wow, so that's crazy news, man, and it's going national. So it's not just us Raider folks getting all crazy about one more time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to think of like sports stars who have like retired like 9 times.
Brett Favre. Yeah.
Jordan. The multi-mic retirement tour part 3.2, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So it's a very real thing. The Raiders could be back one more time in Oakland. We will see. All right, so Brent went on to talk more about the Raiders themselves.
So let's stroll down, I guess, the fun escapist wormhole for a few more minutes here. In your estimation, the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders in 2020 would be who?
I'll say Derek Carr, only because I like him so much as a young man.
Right.
And I get the chatter. I understand it. The Raiders don't have to sell tickets. And so, whereas the Chargers do have to sell tickets, you and I both know in Los Angeles, they're the second team.
Amen, they are. Actually, they're the third team because the Raiders were the first. Yeah. Absolutely. But so that's interesting. So he says, he thinks Derek Carr is going to be the starter. And, we got a couple minutes. Let's dip into it real fast. Mosh, with the Raiders signing Mariota, I think it's a perfect time for Derek to be challenged, and I'll conclude everything that I think behind it, because you can hear my fully fleshed out thing on RFR Rundown. But ultimately, here's how I feel about this: they bring in Mariota to push Derek. Whether Mariota outperforms him because Derek doesn't do well and he comes in relief, or because Derek goes down with injury and he comes in relief, or just flat out beats him out and can't. If that's the case, or if he just pushes Derek, because Derek has never been pushed like this ever, because it wasn't Connor Cook, Matt McGloin, Nate Peterman, Mike Glennon, Deshaun. These guys weren't pushing Derek Carr. Now there's someone legitimately that can push him. And if that pushes him back to Derek Carr of 2016, then that's a win too. So I think either way, it's a win-win for us. But most likely Derek Carr's our week 1 starter. What do you think, Mosh?
I think a couple things.
Okay.
I think that Carr and Mariota's their careers have so mirrored each other. It's almost uncanny from wins to good seasons to poor sophomore years to injuries.
Yeah.
For crying out loud.
The
same
legs.
It's just crazy. Not only that, but they're both going to be running the same scheme that they've been accustomed to. Okay. So it wouldn't surprise me. Now, you remember last year, a lot of Raider Nation won't know this, but we watched a lot of Titans games because we're here. But there were multiple times when Tannehill, who was the quarterback, would be pulled out for 1 or 2 reps, and Mariota would be put in.
Yeah.
It's not going to surprise me, and write it down, because this is one of those Nostradamus things, to see a lot of that. To see a lot of 2 quarterbacks playing in the same game. Not saying that we're going in some weird kind of dual quarterback system, because Gruden's way too old school for that. But it's not going to surprise me that if one has a skill set that's better than the other in a certain down situation, that coach is going to have them ready enough to go in there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally agree.
If it's a third and short, and you got a guy that's better than the other guy, why not put him in? If they're both getting multiple reps, why not play to your strengths? That's the kind of stuff that Gruden does. That's that outside the box thinking that I think he's going to do.
I agree, Mosh. That's a great point. And, we've seen Mariota catch touchdown passes before, deep ones.
Yes.
The play that happened this year in the playoffs, where Derrick Henry threw the touchdown pass to Corey Davis.
Right.
Mariota was in on that play. In fact, and if I'm not mistaken, somebody fact-checked me.
Was that the one where he threw the hell of a block?
Well, no, not that. No, that was a different one.
Okay,
but you're right.
okay.
But he did throw a hell of a block on one of Derrick Henry's runs. But on that pass play where Derrick Henry took the ball and he threw that jump pass,
right.
Mariota was open in the end zone.
Yep.
He was doing one of these things in the end zone. He was open. they'll do that stuff. So I'm with you. I think that is definitely on the table for the Raiders as we go into the 2020 season. So interesting stuff here. Again, go check out RFR Rundown. We talk about every single free agent move that the Raiders have done so far this year. And Mosh, I think it's time, man. I think it's time to do that.
Did I go early?
No, you're good.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's caught. He throws. It is.
All right, we are going to jump into the Sea of Fans mailbag and talk to you, Raider Nation. There's two ways for you to get a hold of us. That is, you can email the show at show@RaidersFanRadio.com, or you can call us on the hotline. That is 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Uncle Mosh will keep up with your phone call, with your voicemails and your emails, and award one of you a Sizzler Award. That is to the best one of the week. And now's a good time to get a Sizzler. We had like 20 freaking, things like we had all kinds of voicemails, all kinds of emails last week. We cleaned out the hopper. We got every one of them out of there. And so now this week we got like 5.
Yeah, but so in the off season, I got together with the Sizzler committee.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And in the off season, we decided that, and this is a new take. And I don't know that you might not have got this on the memo, but we will be considering emails in the Sizzler.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah.
if you can't make the call because your phone isn't clean, and you don't have enough.
But your laptop keyboard, but
your laptop keyboard is nice and pristine. Go ahead and shoot us an email. You will be eligible starting tonight for the Sizzler Award.
Excellent. That's going to be awesome. All right, so Mosh, you want to start off with
Sure.
You want to start off with those emails?
I will.
Okay.
Hello, RFR family, also including Swag Jeff. What a week it's been for the Oakland Raiders. This email is the last time I can call them that. With the NFL taking the draft away from us to the Raiders, absolutely kicking butt in the first week of free agency, 2 linebackers, a safety, and a defensive lineman, I seriously believe Mayock is in prime position for Executive of the Year. For once in my 24 years on Earth and 13 years being a Raider fan, I can say without hesitation that I have full confidence in the front office. Cheers to the Raiders 2020 and beyond. In Mayock, we trust. Yours truly, Matthew Mangus, proud made man since 2019.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Matthew Mangus. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Mayock is an absolute rock star, man. Like Mike Mayock, that's been the best addition to the Raiders in I don't know how long.
Since Otis Sistrunk.
When you consider what all that guy has done and all the homework that he's done and the work to put into studying players, and like Mariota was the guy for him.
Right.
He had him ranked number 1 above Jameis Winston. And now you see Mike Mayock is going and getting his guys, man. It's great. It's really good. So, hey, I found that Brockman and Del Tufo thing.
Play it for me.
Okay, here it is.
Hey, what's up? It's Brockman from The Rich Eisen Show.
And it's Del Tufo from The Rich Eisen Show.
Okay. At the very end of this, listen to your reaction. You'll hear it. It's the high-pitched, almost in falsetto. And then we'll talk about that in a second. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? It's Brockman from The Rich Eisen Show.
And it's Del Tufo from The Rich Eisen Show.
You're listening to Murph and Mosh on Raiders Fan Radio. Yes!
I'm excitable, Mosh.
Yeah. So you what people don't know is you go, yes, oh. They couldn't hear it because of music, because you were so excited that they did that in a one-take Jake.
Yes.
They did it like, boom, one take in the middle of a crowd that you were like, yes, and you stepped backwards and almost landed on a woman and her stroller.
Yes, I tripped on her stroller and almost took out the baby. That is absolutely true.
And Q was like looking at me, he was cutting his eyes at me going, are we going to have to fight our way out of here? It was so funny.
Yeah, we're in the midst of 200,000 people in downtown Nashville, and we
you find the only lady with a stroller to step on.
I know, but how cool is that? Like, I'll tell you guys a story real quick. So we're walking through downtown, and it literally is. It's like 200,000 people downtown Nashville, Broadway, Lower Broad. It's an absolute blast, man. We're walking and we're crossing the street, and I look at the guy in front of us, and I go, man, that guy's familiar, Mosh. And he goes, who is it? And I go, I don't know. I think I like work with him or something, or he's one of my customers or something. I'm like, that's really familiar. And then I'm like, oh crap, no, it's Mike Del Tufo. And he goes, who's Del Tufo? And I go, Del Tufo from the Rich Eisen show. And he goes, yeah. And I go, oh my God. And I look, and he's walking with Chris Brockman, who's the two producers, the two co-hosts of the Rich Eisen show. And so I chase him down. I'm like, what's up, guys? And they were the nicest dudes. Like, not only did they stop and talk to us.
Yeah, for a long time.
It was like bro hugs, like handshakes and bro hugs, like asking us about, like obviously we're all Raider fans, so they talked to, like, broke up into groups, like Mosh and Q-Dog were talking to Del Tufo, and I'm talking to Brockman, and like we're changing it. Like we spent 20 minutes talking to those guys in the middle of the street. And so finally, because like I'm not the kind of guy, like we've thankfully had the opportunity to encounter a lot of well-known people in media and especially around the Raiders. And I'm kind of hesitant to be like, oh, hey, will you record something for us? Like, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? But this was one of those times I'm like, well, these guys are cool, man. I'm like, would you mind cutting an ID for us? And they're like, not at all, man. We'll do it. So we told them about everything, and then boom, they hit it like one shot.
Man.
One shot. You could tell they're pros. You could tell that those guys do that stuff for a living, man. It was really cool, man. That was really fun. We had just had an absolute. That's why I'm so disappointed. Okay, so let me say this too, and then I'm going to turn back over to Mosh for these emails. Remember, we're only going to do an hour-long show?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm bummed about the draft, man. So the draft, so I told you guys last week, I canceled my draft plans. I canceled my flight. I canceled all the room and all that. And this was before any of the, like,
the restrictions. Yeah,
big
no,
restrictions
this was
and all that.
just talk.
This was just me thinking, like, okay, NBA is out, NHL is out, like, concerts are going down, like, all this stuff is being canceled. It's just a matter of time before they make it to the draft. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this in front of it. And I did. And so last time we were on this microphone talking to you guys was me kind of wondering, like, I still had a thought in the back of my head going, man, did I overreact? Did I, and now look where we're at, Mosh. And now it's like, well, no, not only did I not overreact, like, holy, mackerel, like it's crazy. So that said, I'm really bummed. So I found out not only Mosh, was it going to be the draft, which we loved and had a blast at? It's going to be in Las Vegas,
right? Which
one of
we
our
love.
favorite cities in the world. It was going to be around our favorite team ever,
right?
And sadly, you guys weren't going to be able to make the trip. But I found out my girl, my boo, Max, she was going to fly out on Friday and surprise me, and we were going to hang out for the weekend.
Oh man,
I know. I'm like, This thing sucks. This coronavirus sucks. Like, it's stupid. And I know that's a first world complaint, y'all, but man, that's like, I was telling her, I'm like, I can't think of a more epic trip. The draft, Vegas, the Raiders, my girl, like, what else would you want? Like,
nothing.
Literally nothing.
No, that's it.
Like, close enough to drive there in the vet. Like, I mean, like, outside of that, like, I don't know what else you could want out of a, like, anyways, this just all right. Mosh.
Oh, that's crazy.
All right, here we go.
All right, this one came in from Coach Davis. He says, please send my love and prayers to Uncle Mosh. I understand that he had a run-in with the virus. As a Christian, he already knows that Jesus already paid for his healing, and the Davis family pleads the blood of Jesus over Uncle Mosh and the rest of the RFR family. Amen, Coach Davis.
Coach Davis.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very, very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very, very much. So just to clarify there too, so you were directly impacted by it, but you're not sick. Like, it's not.
No, I'm not sick. I'm not sick.
No.
I'm good. Again, like I said, the doc told me, he said you're healthy as a horse, a Clydesdale, but it's a horse.
You're a big horse.
So I'm good. A lot of our folks, and I know it's the name that shall not be said, but Tom Hanks is recovering well. Tom Hanks is 3 years older than I am. and he actually is in he has the diabetes, and so he was in a more critical situation than I was. I don't have any of that. I don't have that kind of stuff that is impacting the people, the older people of my generation, us boomers, and a proud boomer, by the way. And
okay, boomer.
And, you know what? And proud of it, because baby boomers, our pops fought in World War II, and I'm damn proud of that.
There you go. Hey, man.
But it's just, the kids around me and all the stuff, and the people in the town where I work, 24 people in my town where I work have got it. And I had to be careful and had to get some things taken care of and get away. But I think I'm good, man. I went through Dunkin' Donuts drive-through today. And I'm good to go, man. I'm good to go.
Nice.
So,
awesome.
I don't have to walk in there. I know the menu. I know that I can get an everything bagel with a schmear for $2.51. I'm good with that. But
oh my God.
Okay.
Awesome.
Anyway,
all right. Let's get back to the emails.
Hello, RFR crew. Any thoughts if, with enough delays, the Las Vegas Raiders, I channeled my inner swag Jeff just now, will exercise their 2-year option to play in the Oakland Coliseum? Echoing in the Oakland Coliseum, the announcer says, "We are proud to present the Las Vegas Raiders." Wow,
that sounds good.
Mark had till March 18th to officially change the name, so he may have jumped the gun. Whatever. Maybe a little bit awkward, but who is down for a carne asada taco in Lot B and one more chance to tailgate in the warm California sun?
Come on.
I am.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Mojo, call your bro.
Call Larry. Tell Larry to fire up the grill.
Larry.
We're coming back.
Article from 2019 announcing the 2019 season is in Oakland and a mention about the 2020 option. It's also possible the stadium also gets done, but my buddy Salvador V brought this article to my attention, which seeded the idea, and it quotes, "The good thing Mark did secure the option. The guy is crazy like a fox. Maybe Mark will allow workers to quarantine themselves on site just to make sure the roof is put in place.
Oh, interesting.
Would workers allow themselves to be sequestered to get the work done? The idea is crazy, but Mavericks by nature think outside the box.
I dig it.
Guys on oil rigs do it. I'm just saying. Then it's wheels up and we are off to Vegas. What are your guys' thoughts? Oakland or Vegas? Trinidad La Decima."
Wow, interesting. So thank you, Trinidad, for the email there. Gosh, Mosh, you know what? That's not a bad idea. That if you're going to have to work in a group, that you could sequester the workers in a. I mean, there's plenty of hotels that are shut down. Like MGM shut down all of their properties in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
So there's plenty of you know what I mean? You could activate a floor or two or whatever, and that's not a bad idea.
That's a great idea.
It really is, and that way it keeps it on track, man. Absolutely. Great email. Great suggestion, Trinidad.
Fantastic. Yes, good job. Evening, fellas. Hope you're all well, and a special shout-out to Vinny. Great to see you back in the man cave last week, my friend. With all the bad things happening around the world at the moment, we can rely on the NFL to give us something to talk about as free agency has arrived. What a great start to proceedings by Gruden and Mayock with a dash of Rod Marinelli influence. In the last few hours, we've signed Marcus Mariota, Nick Kwiatkowski. How do you say his name?
Kwiatkowski.
Kwiatkowski. Oh, yeah, just like it's not spelled. Nick Kwiatkowski.
Yeah, it's like Tua Tango Vailoa. Like there's not an N in there, but you pronounce one. Yeah. So same thing with Kwiatkowski. Yeah.
Kwiatkowski.
Yeah.
Jeff Heath, Corey Littleton, and Jason Witten. I love Witten. I just want to go on record saying that. I love Witten.
You know what?
I'm so huge on Witten.
Me too. It's such a legit signing. And again, we talked about it real heavily on the RFR rundown. So I'll give you my thing on it, and I want to hear yours more so, Mosh.
Okay.
It's a leadership move. This is not an X's and O's move. This is a guy that can mentor Darren Waller. He was Foster Moreau's favorite player. If something does happen with the quarterback and we have a void in leadership there, that's a guy that can step in and be a leader of the offense along with Rodney Hudson. Like, what do you think?
I love it. Well, I'm a big Witten fan, man. I always have been. I really do think that's a great move. We did that with the tight end 3 years ago. 2 years ago, a white kid. Shoot.
Tight end?
No, he wasn't a tight end. He was a receiver.
Jordy Nelson.
Jordy Nelson, tight end. He's a little small for a tight end, but Jordy Nelson, same idea.
Yes.
Bring the guy in that's played a little bit, use him for that, knowing up front this is what you're going to do. You're a mentor.
Derek Johnson, linebacker from last year.
Yes, it's brilliant, and it works.
Yes.
And teams have been doing that forever. We just get noticed.
Yes.
Because we're the Raiders.
Yes.
So much to get excited about, particularly Corey Littleton, in my opinion. We've been crying out for linebackers, and this is a great start. Another good one I'm high on, too.
Corey Littleton. Money.
What a stud, man. What a stud.
Absolutely.
Jason Witten might make a few raise their eyebrows, but it's what he's been going to bring off the field that's the key here. Just think about the knowledge he can pass on to our young tight ends. Marinelli is no fool. He's forgotten more about football than we'll ever know. So I think that's a great acquisition. We just said that. As I write this, it's close to midnight, Tuesday, so goodness knows what I'm going to wake up to. I'm almost too excited to sleep. It appears the Tom Brady to the Raiders story can finally stop. Excuse me.
Hey, distance.
No corona. Mercifully, now that we've signed Marcus Mariota, it seems we'll add a third QB in the draft and move forward from there. Of course, we could still trade DC to free up some more cap space, but I think that's unlikely. And the last time I checked, the Buccaneers were favorites for the Brady circus. Elsewhere, there have been some early shocks. For one, I can't believe that the Texans have let DeAndre Hopkins leave, and then the Cowboys signed Amari Cooper to a $100 million contract.
Unbelievable.
What, are they printing money down there?
If I'm Dak Prescott, I'm 10 kinds of pissed off.
What's up,
They franchise Prescott. They pay Cooper $25 million a year. This is going back, Raider Nation. Any of you that were ill about Mac and about Cooper, this is why. If we'd have had Cooper on the books for $25 million a year, Carr on the books for $25 million a year, and Mac on the books for 23 or whatever.
My gosh!
You're talking about $70 million a year for three guys in a league that's got a salary cap of $198 million, and now it's increased. Because now the rosters have increased to like 55 players, so you would have had to have paid 52 guys over $130 million because 70 of it is tied up in three. Come on, man. This is why the Raiders did what they did.
Yep.
Unbelievable he got that much money, Mosh.
The Cowboys signed Amari Cooper to a $100 million contract. This is staggering for such an inconsistent player with a bizarre attitude. That's providing he doesn't drop the pen while signing. Sadly.
Yes.
Good job, Paul.
Yes.
Sadly, Las Vegas has had to cancel the draft, as we know it, because of the coronavirus. I'm going to be very strange without any kind of fan support, but it was inevitable in the current situation. Hopefully, the league bosses will award the city the draft again in the near future. While I am on the coronavirus, if the virus is still around later in the year, God forbid, and home fans are banned from attending Chargers games, that will be the easiest decision to make. The authorities would only have to contact about 10 people, and they all probably live in the same house.
You go, Paul. Oh, my gosh, that's awesome. 10 people are Chargers fans. Oh, my gosh.
You asked last week which three Raiders you would like to have alongside you in a bar fight. Of the current gossip, I'd be happy with Trent Brown, Max Crosby, and Richie Incognito. My ultimate choice, though, would be John Matuzak, Lyle Alzado, and Jack Tatum. Of course, two of those are Raiders. Ain't nobody messing with me when these guys are around. I'm sorry, I just can't buy into Alzado. You know how I am.
Old school, man.
Once you're a donkey. Finally, I need to update the Sizzler scores I sent you last week. During the Sea of Fans, I was made aware that Eye Patch and Florida Raider were one and the same.
Yes.
So I've checked my records and updated everything accordingly. Therefore, Eye Patch has 3 awards in all, which places him alongside B-Dog in a Pasture, who, by the way, we haven't heard from in quite a while. I know he can't be in school.
Call us, B-Dog.
Call us, B-Dog. Coach Davis, Pirate 1975, and Rev Raider. Big Raider Trucker and Houston Raider Steve are still top dogs, though, with 4. Love and best wishes to the RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, Paul Egerton, Shropshire, Mississippi. Paulie Award winner 2019. Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, and 2-time winner of the Raiders Fan Radio Sizzler Award.
Awesome job, Paul. Paul bringing the heat this week, Mosh. That was a good email, dude. That was funny.
So funny.
Okay, so Mosh, so we talked about this last week, and let me ask you then. And I forget it was Ramblin_Raider. Ramblin_Raider. Want to give him props for that because I read it on Twitter. He asked the question, if you could pick any Raiders, former or current, to be in a bar fight, if you could pick 3, who would they be? So I picked I picked Jack Tatum, I picked Alzado, and I picked Sebastian Janikowski. But then after thinking about it, I kind of hedged a little bit, and I have a slash there with Ben Davidson because no one was he was like the first big time Raider badass, right? It was Ben Davidson. So I ask you, Mosh, who are your 3 Raiders if you had to get into a bar fight? Who would they be?
Ben Davidson.
Okay.
Jack Tatum.
Okay.
Otis Sister. Because the first time somebody hits Otis, I am going ape shit. Oh, I can't say that. I'm sorry. Don't mess with Otis. I may be fluffy, but I'm a mean fluffy.
Oh, man. Hey, and short distances.
I'm the fastest fat man alive.
You are, man. You're closed like an alligator, man. Oh, man. Absolutely. Oh, my gosh. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, man, that's good stuff.
I don't know. I'll bet Atkinson can throw down.
Atkinson looks like
he still looked good at the thing, man.
He sure did. And you know what? And Swaggo picked Stabler as one of his. And I was like, you know what? I can kind of see it. Kenny was a quiet badass. Like, Kenny was that guy that, like, you know, Alabama good old boy, like, kind of quiet.
And he had a hell of a left, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, you get revved up, and all of a sudden you get the hook from the other side. Yeah. Yeah, man, that was pretty good. So, anyways, appreciate that, Paul, man. Great email. Okay, Mosh, we just got a couple calls to get to tonight. Of course, we always kick off our calls with a call from the Capo.
He's in the chat.
We'll shout him out. Who we got?
We got Full Metal Mexican. We got Raider Critique. We got Blake 4311. Let me scroll up here a second. We got, oops, I just clicked the wrong button because I'm scrolling. We got me. We got Matthew Menges.
Hey.
We got the Raider Critique. We got, we got Darth Vader Raider.
Love that.
We got, that's a great name, man.
Great name. Shaka Porter's in there.
Matthew Menges, did I say that? Rich Raider.
Herman Munster.
Yeah, Herman's been talking a lot on here. He's been having some fun. Rich Raider. Chaka Porter, a friend of Mojo's. And
Kevin the Raider Nerd in there jumping in.
Yeah, and you know what? I messed his name up earlier, and I told him I'd correct it. Greg Salas.
There you go.
Yeah, I call him something else. But anyway, Greg, glad you're there, man. P33TM. Man, there's all kinds of people. It's so much fun.
All right.
Okay.
Well, appreciate all of you, as always, joining us there. And check us out, youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave each and every week on Wednesday.
Throw the phone number. Pardon me. Throw the phone number out there again.
Call us, 909-345-3346. Call us and leave a message. We had 150 of you call last week, and then we had 2 this week. So we're gonna get in the way. We'll dive into the puddle of fans too, just like the sea. But definitely keep them coming through this off season, and share your thoughts, man. We want to know. We want to hear from you. That's what this new RFR Live show is all about. We want to hear from you, Raider Nation. We want your voicemails. I want to know what you think about the free agents. We want you to prompt our conversation. Instead of us prompting it, we want you to prompt the conversation here, and we want to hear from your opinions on things. Tell me what you think about Carl Nassib. Tell me what you think about Jeff Heath. Like, break it down, man. Tell us what you think about these guys. Tell us what you think about the stadium names. I'm going to ask Mosh this question. Something else that came up last week, along with three Raiders in a bar fight. Also, another great question, Mosh. Some people had mentioned that they didn't like the name Death Star. Now, remove any fandom aside from it. Because I've been calling it the Death Star, so have many of the current Raiders. Like, people just started referring to the new stadium as the Death Star. I liked it because it's the ultimate base for the ultimate bad guys. So regardless of where your fandom is, it doesn't matter what happens to the Death Star in the end of the movie that it got blown up. The idea is that it's a badass base for badass bad guys, and that's what we like to think of the Raiders as. So I ask you, do you like the name Death Star? And if not, the other things that were thrown out were like the Owl, because it's Allegiant Stadium.
Right.
But then the Owl, but my point was like, well, but Al didn't get it done. Mark did. So it should be the Mark, if anything, which you would like. but like, so that was one of the names. The Black Pearl, which is the pirate ship, and Pirates of the Caribbean is another one I've heard. Tell me what you think.
I like all of them. I don't like the real name very much. Allegiant Stadium, but they go with their sponsors and their money and stuff like that. And I get it. It's Qualcomm Stadium, and I mean
Nissan and
the old
Bridgestone Arena,
the old stadiums, Yankees Stadium and Candlestick Park and stuff like that. That was cool. So it's gonna get a nickname. And people aren't going to, no matter what, like here locally, it's Titan Stadium. Everybody knows. But originally it was...
what was it before LP? Oh, it was, before it was LP Field, it was...
But it's changed 2 or 3 times. Reliant? Was it Reliant? I don't remember what it was. But either way, so they changed. It's like the Fiesta Bowl. It's now the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, or the whatever. It's going to get a name. People are going to either probably call it Raiders Stadium, something like that. The black. I like the Black Pearl. I love that.
That's pretty cool. That's a good one.
Somebody on the chat, Q-Dog, said the Pillager's Pearl. It's going to get a nickname, and something's going to catch on. But I'm with you. I've heard Death Star the most because it's just got that shiny black, Go ahead.
Adelphia.
It
was Adelphia. Then it was LP Field,
and then it was like Adelphia. They left off the Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to Phil?
Yeah. But I'm with you on the shiny exterior and I think that it's because. Like the Black Pearl or like Mordor and like these other things, like they're kind of like, it's old, right? Like it's that medieval or ancient or older technology.
Sure.
Like the Death Star was like that's no moon, that's a battle station.
Right.
Like it's the newest, the freshest, the most advanced, and that's what this stadium is that it's like you said, it's glossy, it's black, it's gnarly, it's going to have more Wi-Fi and more connectivity and more like video boards, and it's going to have more of that than any stadium ever. Its predecessor. So because of that, it lines up more with something like a Death Star. So that's the reason behind it. So anyways, I think it's fun, man.
It would be. I mean, you can look at Eclipse Arena. It's yeah. That's
cool.
That's cool. I just coined that phrase.
I like that. Eclipse Arena. All right, let's get to a couple of voicemails here. I haven't listened to this one yet, so we're just going to play it in the raw here. We're going to start off with the capo, Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider.
Murph, Mosh, Swaggy J.
No, it's not. That's Eye Patch. Hold on. Where is Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider?
Oh, the black hole.
Well, that's the easiest way to go.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to go.
Okay. What? Maybe he didn't. Maybe it wasn't got one from Eye Patch? Hang on a minute here.
Yeah, you said...
Well, let me play one from Eye Patch, and then I think I got one. Okay, here we go.
Murph, Mosh, Swaggy J. Eye Patch calling in. I just want to say, all this hype about Marcus Mariota and everything, everybody's already talking about a quarterback competition, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. First of all, Marcus Mariota was beaten out by Ryan Tannehill. Okay? I think Marcus Mariota also, when he got hurt, Blaine Gabbert came in, and when Mariota was healthy, they didn't even go back to Mariota. They stuck with Gabbert. You guys would know, you live in Tennessee. When Gabbert got hurt, then they gave the job back to Mariota. Then he comes to this year, he loses his job again. So if anybody's going to have any competition at quarterback, it might be Mariota, but it's probably with Nathan Peterman, not Carr. I wish they would have just used that money towards getting putting it toward a starter instead of a backup quarterback. I would have liked to see him throw that money towards Carl Joseph. I mean, I think they need to keep this dude. He He was playing great last year. He's great against the run. He hit gaps, slaved the wood whenever he did come in there and pop somebody. They were 1-5 when Joseph went down with his injury. 1-5 against the softer part of their schedule. So I don't know, man, but that's just my thoughts. We'll see what else this free agency has to give us. I'd like to see him get Schobert, or Littleton, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, have a great day, great night, great week. Take care.
All right, great job there, iPatch. Appreciate the phone call, my friend. And so that was the only call we have. I thought I had one from Aaron, but I don't. So that's the only call that we had was from iPatch. So let's talk a little bit about that. So he talked about Mariota being benched. So here's the thing. So Marcus had, and we, again, go back to that RFR rundown. We dig into it a lot, but I'm going to give you my brief thoughts and then turn it over to Mosh. Mariota had a great early start to his career, had some amazing athletic and explosive plays, had trouble with accuracy this last year, and really got kind of caught up in, similar to what Derek Carr did, and this is part of what Mosh was talking about, their careers mirroring each other. A lot of coordinators, new one every year, guys that try to wedge him into a system instead of taking advantage of what he already did well to begin with. But ultimately, he got beat out by Tannehill. But I don't know if that was, sometimes you just need a fresh start. And I don't know if that was entirely that. I don't feel like he's lost his athleticism or like lost his ability to be a productive quarterback in the league. And that's why I think that this is going to be a good fit for him. The Titans responded well with Tannehill, but I don't feel like he flat out beat out Mariota, in terms of his play. What do you think, Mosh? And like you mentioned, we watched him a lot, because if we're not watching a Raider game, we watch a Titans game. They're down the road, so we get them a lot. What do you think?
A few weeks ago, we talked, it's probably been a month, we talked about who would we rather have. I think you and Swaggy posed the question to me, and I think it was Mariota, Tannehill, blah, 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 and I said, for me, if somebody had to replace Derek today, and there was it was like Phillip Rivers, and it was Tom Brady,
right.
And I said Tannehill, and I said the reason I didn't pick Mariota was because Mariota underperformed in the same type of a scenario that Derek is underperforming in. And so if I understand, I understand the angst that iPatch has, is because if he underperformed in that scenario, that type of offense, what makes us believe that he's gonna step up his game again? But what makes us believe that Carr will step up his game? There's something that somebody believes that's making a lot more money than we are, and so maybe there's something they don't know that I don't know. I know that the competitive spirit of athletes, and when they can get together, and these guys know each other, they've known each other a long time, and they can push each other. Maybe they'll get along, maybe they won't. Who knows?
I'm hoping this is an iron sharpens iron type thing.
I'm with you. Yeah. I'm with you. And I want everything. I'm Mr. Half Full on the glass, right? I want it to work out for us. I don't know that it will, but we've spent a whole lot more money on a lot worse choices. So come on with it.
Amen. Yeah, great point, Mosh. And and don't you feel like I'm at least comfortable with where this is all going? I feel like it's well thought out. It's well intended. I mean, look, we're just fans, but we from afar, over a month ago, we sat here behind these microphones and said, you know what, Mariota would be kind of a good fit for the quarterback room for the Raiders. And you know what I mean? And it's because it was kind of evident when you look at his character and work ethic and all that stuff, it just makes sense. So I'm with Mosh on that. And that's a great point too, that I think that the humility of both these guys, their dedication to the team and the sport, and I don't feel like there's a lot of ego invested in guys like Mariota and Carr, and I think they're gonna work well together, regardless of who wins out ultimately. I'm trusting that this will be an iron sharpens iron type situation. That's a great observation there, Mosh. All right, so that's all we got as far as the Sea of Fans goes. So what do we got there for Sizzler?
Sizzler.
Well, it's time for Paul to redo his count, because Paul, frankly, you get to add yourself to the top dogs.
Yes.
Had it not been for that's providing he doesn't drop the pen while signing when talking about Amari Cooper. And then you slate us with the authorities would only have to contact 10 people, and they probably live in the same house. Cinch it up for you, my brother. Anytime you can take a pot shot at San Diego is okay in my book.
Absolutely. Great job, Paul. Great job. So appreciate you. And, join us in the Sea of Fans mailbag each and every week, 909-345-3346, or send an email to show@RaidersFanRadio.com.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
You know what they say, Mosh?
What do they say?
America, go to the YouTube right now.
Oh, my gosh. When I retire, I'm going to burn one with that.
Yeah, you are. Oh, my gosh. Look at the colors. So thank you for supporting us each and every week here at RaidersFanRadio.com. Hope you dig the new RFR Live. Let us know. Let us know in the chat. Send us an email, phone call, messages. Y'all are so awesome at keeping in touch with us on the Twitter and all the other social media avenues. So let us know what you think of RFR Live. This has been a lot of fun, Mosh.
This is a flashback, bro. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
This is good stuff. This is
cool.
It was quick and painless, and we had a lot of fun with it. So
I
love the new format.
Cool. Good deal, man. I do too. And so, again, more of you and less of us is a good thing. So keep those things coming in because we want to really make this about you guys. And appreciate everyone in the chat. Let me shout them out one last time here. So we got Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Full Metal Mexican, Darth Vader Raider, Raider Critique, Mojo's Pod Show. What's up, Mojo? Shaka Porter, Tyrone Graves, Greg Salas, Damage Incorporated. I appreciate all of you in there tonight. Don't forget, subscribe to Murph's Fan Cave on the audio podcast or here at youtube.com, and you get the Fan Club Blitz. I got a new episode coming up in a couple days. Mondays with Mikey and Murph coming out on the 23rd. Tales from the Nation. RFR Conversation with Frosty Rucker coming up this Friday. RFR Rundown, new episode is out now, and you are listening to RFR Live. Thank you for joining us tonight. We love you, Raider Nation. Stay safe. Stay diligent. Follow the rules. We love you. We're going to get through this thing quick. Mosh.
All right, hit the like button, all you guys. I'll get the dislike later. You guys hit the like button. Hey, so we heard from Matthew Mangus. We heard from Coach Davis. We heard from Trinidad, Paul, and iPatch. We appreciate all you guys getting to us on Raiders Fan Radio Live. Thanks for listening tonight. You got your old Uncle Mosh here. And for Murph and in absentia, our little buddy Swaggy J. You've been listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland and might be back there again next year. Good night, everybody. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Brush your teeth. Make your bed. Hey, did you know that Marcus Mariota makes his bed every morning?
Does he really?
All kidding aside, I saw an interview with him, and he was taught at an early age, because his father was military, that to get up, it sets your day off by doing a chore that you do without even thinking about it. And to this day, the man gets up, even in hotel rooms, and makes his bed every morning.
$20 million a year.
$20 million a year, and he gets up and makes his bed every morning.
That's awesome.
This is staggering for such an inconsistent player with a bizarre attitude. That's providing he doesn't drop the pen while signing. Sadly.